Aptly named Paradise of the Zulu Kingdom, the south coast of KwaZulu-Natal unfolds like a treasure map to the thousands of adventure seekers that visit it each year. The warm subtropical climate and pristine beaches are perfect for family holidays, but this is far from all the south coast has to offer. Rich in history, culture, and abounding in natural splendor, this paradise is laden with treasures waiting to be discovered. Situated on the eastern seaboard of southern Africa, the shores of the south coast are washed by the balmy Indian Ocean, holding within its wake not only a number of shipwrecks, but also some world-renowned dive sites. The south coast stretches from the unspoiled shores of Umkomaas to Port Edward, gateway to the ivory sands of the Wild Coast, and its famous playground, the Wild Coast Sun. The local history is fascinating and includes a comprehensive account of shipwrecks. The Grosvenor, which sank in 1782, the Fairfield in 1852, the Navonia, an SA whaler that went to shore in 1935 at the Umzumbi River, Pumula Rocks, and more recently, the Produce that sank in 1974, which has since been absorbed into the natural reef system. The monument at Port Edward bears witness to the San Juan. At Munster Beach, the boiler is all that remains of the Nightingale, one of Irvin and Johnson's fishing boats, which ran aground in 1933. The Port Shepstone Lighthouse continues to cast its solitary eye over the ocean to warn passing ships, as it has done since 1906. Each town on the south coast is a treasure chest filled with rare and precious gems. Marking the entrance to the lower south coast, Port Shepstone is both a cultural and business centre. Dating back to 1882, when the first Norwegian settlers stepped upon its shores. Shelley Beach is famous for its shells, including the delicate Pink Lady, which wash up from the Protea banks and attract shell collectors from far and wide. Popular cruise and fishing excursions depart daily from the Solly Evans Small Craft Harbour. Shelley Beach is home to two large malls, one with 7 cinema. A great variety of shops and restaurants. Margate, once a quiet seaside village, is now the bustling hub of tourism in the area. Perfect if you like packing your days with fun, or simply doing nothing. Music venues offer a taste of the local music culture. There's no shortage of talent or imagination here, and musicians and artists alike draw inspiration from the beautiful vistas and magical moods of this paradise.
The South Coast is full of very talented people, musicians, artists, poets, and you're guaranteed to walk into a pub one night and find a live band playing there, and you're going to go, my gosh, I would like to buy that CD. There are so many groups that play cover bands, some of them play their own compositions, and the experience will always be unique. There are a number of fantastic artists on the coast, and I've had the pleasure of getting to know some of them. And the one thing they all have in common, and the reason they're drawn to the coast, is they are so inspired by the natural beauty of their surroundings. It's not only beautiful, but it's an inspirational place to actually be creative. So you'll find that reflects in their art, it reflects in their music, in their poetry. It's something that is so unique that it can't be compared to anything else in the rest of the world.
Boasting internationally acclaimed blue flag status, the Margate Beach offers sun worshippers everything they could dream of.
Chantal, 8 is Tarina, 9 is Natalie, 10 is Yvonne, 11 is Michelle, 12 is Carrie, 13 is Angelique, 14 is Danae, and 15 is Jacqueline overall. So there they are, our 15 lovely, lovely ladies. Lots of folks on the beach. I suppose you guys go and check it out.
There's a safe, friendly beach, a frisbee throwaway from wherever you choose to stay.
The name Uvongo is a translation from the Zulu word Ivungu, place of the growling sound, and refers to the 23-meter high waterfall that drops into the 27-meter deep estuary. St. Mike's was founded in 1854 as the first Catholic mission in Natal, but was later abandoned. Being situated right next to the fast-booming commercial hub of Shelley Beach, St. Mike's is now re-establishing itself as a popular upmarket residential area. Ramsgate is a paradise of lush vegetation and wide beaches, rocks and sandy bays. Because of the inexplicable bubbling action of the currents, the mouth of the Bilanglolo River is referred to as a magic kettle. Paul Buck, the artist, settled in the area in 1922 and built himself a hut on his Blue Lagoon. More artists and free-spirited people joined Buck, and with time it developed into a holiday resort around the lagoon, which still houses an art gallery. South Brim, with its wide golden beaches, is situated between the river mouths of the Kaba and Humzabaan rivers and has an entrancing series of rocky bays flanked by aloe-dappled sand dunes.
Don't forget to pack your dancing shoes, for as the sun sets over the south coast, a vibe of festivity lights up the night, and you'll find yourself wanting to dance the night away in one of the many clubs and pubs the area has to offer. Holiday evenings are bursting with entertainment, including Margate Mardi Gras, which takes place in the main street. Attracting crowds from far and wide is the Margate Air Show, where those magnificent men and their flying machines never fail to thrill.
Their team manager is Colin. He stands beneath you with his camera capturing many a magic moment. And then young Jason, who is also kitted out in the Zoom set these videos.
Often referred to as the Gulf Coast, the South Coast boasts no less than 12 golf courses, 3 of these rated within South Africa's top 10. Venture inland from Port Shepstone and you will enter the Orabi Gorge, world famous for its inspirational views such as Overhanging Rock, Baboon's Castle and Lear's Waterfall, all situated on the Orabi Gorge Hotel property, which stands guardian to the spectacular gorge and is fast becoming a popular conference and team-building destination. Day visitors stream in to enjoy the panoramic views and country cuisine. Oribi Gorge is wild five country, and thousands of adventure enthusiasts come from far and wide to challenge their boundaries in a range of adrenaline-inducing adventure activities.
Well, there you got it, Wild 5, one of the highest gorge swings in the world. All happening here at Oribi Gorge Hotel. Wild 5 is based on the property. Gorge swing is the highest gorge swing in the world, by far. One of the biggest attractions here on the South Coast. Everyone can basically do it. Starting at ages from 5 to 80 years old is the oldest person that jump. Weather permitted. Only reason or only time that we won't do the swing is when we have missed. If it rains, we still do it. Wind, we still do it. So it's one of the things you can do if you can't go to the beach on a cloudy day. And everything happens here, all 5 activities. The first one that I want to start with is the Wild Gorge Swing. Okay, now this attracts a lot of people to the area, first of all, and there's a lot of other activities happening where the swing is taking place. We have the Wild Slide. The Wild Slide, it's a 120-meter slide, and you're suspended about 160 meters from the forest floor, which makes it one of your highest slides. The Wild Gorge Swing, you've got a 75-meter free fall, and you arc out on 100 meters. You're doing about 125 km per hour in 2.5 seconds if you swing out to the bottom, which gives you a G-force of about 2.2. The swing, everyone can do it, ages from 5 to 8 years old, so anyone in between there doesn't have an excuse. It's quite safe. It's your free fall as what everyone's looking for. So it's quite unique because we have a 3-sided gorge, and you jump next to a waterfall, which is the lowest waterfall, the one that we can hear on the other side. The abseil is a 110-meter abseil. It was one of your first highest abseils in the world. With the abseil, you have to abseil right from the top, right down to the bottom, and make your way out, walking, creaking out of the gorge, which also gives you a beautiful surrounding, and the vegetation down there is also lovely. Whitewater rafting is also one of our activities. It's seasonal, so the river, we have a grade 2 to 4 rapids. A lot of fun. Everyone from 14 years old up can do it. The river is about 9 kilometers long. So what we do, you come to the hotel, we get into a 4x4, drive down a 4x4 track to the river. The guide will also then help you and give you a briefing on what to do and what not to do on the river. It's loads of fun, and we do about 7 to 8 rapids. Now the rapids is all safe. After each rapid there's a safe calm pool, and everyone can get back into the boat that fell off. When we get to the halfway down the river, we stop, have a break, have a juice, and then keep on making our way down the river. After that, when we get to the end, a vehicle will come down, pick you up, and bring you back to the hotel, which makes it also one of your unique experiences on the Umzimkhulu River. Horse riding is also happening on the property. We have horse rides that goes along all the view sites, and then a guide that explains to you all the different stuff that happens in this beautiful area. Horse rides from hour to an hour and a half rides on this beautiful gorge. For those of you that have been here and experienced the warm welcome at Oribi Gorge and enjoyed all the beautiful scenery, maybe the jump or the slide, I hope you guys come back and tell all your friends about it. It was nice having you guys here.
And if that's not enough, helmet on, motor going, muster up some courage, and off you go. The latest craze is off-road go-karting. And don't be fooled by these machines. They can reach a speed of up to 80 kilometers per hour. What is more welcoming than the early morning aroma of freshly ground coffee?
We take that red berry, okay, that's where we'll begin. That's called a coffee cherry or a red berry, and that's the beginning of the first stage of the processing, which is picking. We come up this way.
Local coffee growers, such as Beaver Creek Coffee Farm, offer visitors an opportunity to learn more about the art of coffee making. This quaint production line produces coffee of export quality.
Echo Valley Coffee was established in 1965 and is the oldest coffee farm on the South Coast. Okay, what we do here, we do coffee tours from the seedling to the cup. We take the people on the tour room where we show them the seedling to the wildflower, from the wildflower to the green berries. There's going to turn to red berries, that's when you're going to pick up. We've got two different processes to actually process the berry, the dry process and the wet process. The end product you're going to have is your green beans. These green beans, you can keep it as many years if you keep in a proper condition. Then you roast it, grind it and packed as requirement. If people want 250 grams, we give them 250 grams. If they want 85 grams like hotel and restaurant, we do send them 85 grams also. We also make some nice liqueur. This is an orange coffee liqueur. Please, all of you can try. Pour tous les Français, j'espère que vous allez venir goûter.
Dubbed a marine park, the offshore activities and marine life help make the South Coast the world attraction that it is. Deep-sea whale and dolphin watching safaris allow the visitor to experience the magnificent marine life from the other side of the waves. Seeing a humpback whale breach close up is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The 5-kilometre long Alival Shoal, just off the coast of Umkomaas, offers spectacular reef diving, and the Protea Banks off Shelley Beach is rated as one of the top shark dive sites in the world, where the brave come face to face with the ragged tooth and Zambezi sharks.
Listen up now, my name is Roland. I'm taking you to Protea Banks, Southern Pinnacles. Protea Banks is 8 kilometers straight out at sea. We've got northern pinnacles and we've got southern pinnacles to dive. Okay?
The annual Sardine Run, also called the greatest shoal on Earth, is a natural phenomenon that causes a frenzy of activity along the coastline. A host of other marine life, such as game fish, dolphins, sharks and whales, follows the pocket of tiny sardines. Gulls and gannets flock overhead, and fishermen crowd onto the rocks to get their share of the action.
Where do you think these things come from?
Well, they definitely come from the Cape way. Cold water, they come and breed here by us. They're going back again, but we don't know where they're going. They disappear there at Durban, and then they're just gone. Next year they're here again. That's the best time of the year here in any case.
That's the only place in the world they beach.
Well, the locals, I believe, get caught up in the expectation and excitement of sardine fever or the arrival of the sardines, but they're also heralded by the migration of the whales up our coast, which are visible. You start getting the fishing conditions, which improve tremendously. The birds are the first real signs that sardines are right here on the coast itself, because visually there are so many marine animals that are attracted to this marine park environment. They are absolutely visual from all aspects of the coast. And once the birds are diving, the dolphins are jumping, the sharks are feeding, then the people get out there, close businesses in town, rush down to the beaches. The same netters are hauling in sardines. The people start going into a frenzy. It attacks anybody. This is not specific to local visitors or anybody. You all get caught up in a frenzy of sardine fever when you see these little fish jumping around on the beach, and you all dive in and you partake of this wonderful event. And it certainly does have a major impact to local people, because local people sit with an expectation and excitement. They are aware of it, they enjoy it, they know about it, and every year they do expect it and they want to be part of it.
The South Coast boasts some of the world's best fishing spots. On land, from the boat, and under the waves. From creatures of the sea to creatures of land and fresh water. View giraffe, zebra, wildebeest, and a variety of antelope at the Lake Eland Game Reserve, situated in Orreby Gorge. Cross a 40-metre suspension bridge to get to the Eagle's Nest view site. If you prefer animals of the scaled variety, be sure to visit one of the South Coast's crocodile and reptile parks.
For the last 25 years, we've been attracting thousands, if not millions, of visitors to this facility. At the moment, Riverbend is home to more than 200 adult Nile crocodiles, making it one of the biggest commercial crocodile farms in South Africa. Tourism, obviously, a very, very important part of what we do here. And as you can see, on a beautiful day like this, where else to be other than on the South Coast? There are a wonderful array of tourist facilities down here, and it's no wonder that the South Coast is the primary destination for domestic tourists in South Africa. We attract more South Africans to this area than any other destination in South Africa, and we're truly proud of that. Riverbend has had to move with the times, and besides 200 adult breeding crocodiles and 19 different snake species which we have in a snake house, the primary attraction obviously is the feeding and the snake demonstration on a Sunday afternoon, and when we're really busy in the season, on a Wednesday afternoon as well. We'd like to thank everybody who visits the South Coast. Your support is wonderful, and we hope the experience that you've had down here has made this a really, really memorable visit for you to the South Coast.
Another popular venue to the South Coast, Pure Venom Reptile Farm. Well, as you can see, this is our main pit. This is where we do all our demonstrations to educate the people on the 3 different types of venom found in Africa. We actually climb inside this pit to catch these animals, to show people what they're all about, and to educate is our main purpose at this park. Right, this is our wooden enclosure, which hosts about 150 different species of reptiles. These are our fascinating bearded dragons from Australia. Take note, they look like they've got large beards. They're not that rough, as you can see. Food consists of insects, fruit and vegetables. The female is on the left, the prettier one of the two, the very light colored yellow one. This is our South American green iguana, completely vegetarian, no meat whatsoever. It's an arboreal lizard, that means it dwells high up in the trees. Sometimes come into ground mainly to feed on fruit and vegetables. All their predators come from above. So they're always wary when we come from above to them, thinking that we are the predators going to harm them at all. So we try and get to the same level as them so they can feel at home with us. And we'll say, this is a little male. This is our mamba alley. This is where we host the biggest black mambas and green mambas in captivity in Africa at the moment. This is Face Your Fear. And let's show you a little bit about the mambas and what they're all about. Cheers guys, thank you very much for visiting Pure Venom. Cheers guys.
It's been good, we'll do it again.
Thank you, please call again. For those of you that haven't visited Pure Venom on the South Coast, we hope to see you soon.
With no less than 5 Ezemvelo KZN wildlife nature reserves in the area, it is no small wonder that the word paradise is used to describe the South Coast. Ranging from coastal reserves to wetlands, forests and grasslands, these reserves are a sanctuary for rare plants, animals and birds. More than 300 species of birds have been recorded in the Orabi Gorge Nature Reserve alone, and is well known for its Cape vulture population.
Well, I think it's important to note that we've got 2 sorts of reserves. We've got a marine component as well as a terrestrial component. Of the terrestrial reserves, we've got 6, and I can list them for you quickly. They are Vernon Crooks Nature Reserve up in Scottsboro, Orabi Gorge, which is centered around Paddock, Umbombazi Nature Reserve, which is inland of Margate, and the Umtamvuna Nature Reserve, which is inland of Port Edward. Coming up the coast then we have Mpenjati Nature Reserve, which has an associated marine protected area, and Skyline Nature Reserve, which is a very small nature reserve in Uvonga. And then heading further up the coast we've got the Allowal Shoal, which is the marine protected area off the coast of Umkomaas. There are walking trails in all of the reserves. The reserves are centered mainly around plant communities, important areas to biodiversity. And if we look at some of the feature species that we're looking at in terms of our protected animals here, we're looking at blue duiker particularly, forest animals like tree hyrax, and then grassland animals like the Orabi antelope, which are priority species within the area. Other animals that are likely to be seen are grey duiker, bushbuck, reedbuck, and a host of smaller mongoose and small animals which are associated with coastal reserves. Areas like Orabi Gorge are very well known for their bird numbers and accessibility to bird species, and one can see species which vary from grassland species to coastal forest species through the series of walking trails that there are. Orabi Gorge is also interesting in that it plays home to our 3 main primates in South Africa, which are the Chacma baboon, the Samango monkey and the vervet monkey, and frequently one can see all 3 of those primates on a single day or in a single outing, which is unique to the South Coast here. Okay, I think one of the main features on the South Coast is, and particularly for people that dive, is the Allowal Shoal, which is off the coast of Umkomaas. It's It's quite easily accessible. It's about 6 kilometers offshore, and it varies in depth from about 14 to 28 meters. And there's some spectacular diving. The southernmost coral colonies are found at Allowal, together with a lot of other interesting species, particularly ragged tooth sharks, and some of the more popular angling species that one would see generally being caught by sport anglers, which are commonly seen by divers down there. Further down south, there's the extreme diving which is offered off Protea banks, and commonly seen species include things like the bull shark or Zambezi shark, tiger sharks. Periodically the odd great white is seen there, but it's certainly not common. This is quite a deep dive. It goes down to about 32 meters. It is an extreme dive, and one has to be an experienced diver to enjoy that dive. Once again, many species of game fish also commonly seen on these dives, as well as other things like marine mammals, dolphin, sometimes the odd whale, and then frequently turtles can be seen also while diving. With regards to weather on the south coast, the best time for anybody to visit the south coast is during the winter months, probably from about May through to September. During this time, we have a number of pelagic migrations, which include things like the sardine, and these sardines come up from the southern Cape coast to Natal and then move out to sea to spawn and then head back down to the Cape. This happens during our winter months, and very often, if weather conditions permit, these sardines wash ashore, and it's an incredible sight that people of any persuasion want to participate in. It's literally baskets full of fish lying on the beach. Obviously, with this big food source moving north, it drags other animals along with it. Okay, other interesting animals associated with the sardine run are marine mammals like dolphins, which are following the food source, and then the humpback whales, which are not necessarily following the food source, but are coming up to breed and to give birth to their calves in the warmer waters, and then they migrate back down to the southern Cape during the summer months. Well, to anybody that's now watching this video, we thank you for having visited our coast and for spending money down here, and we hope that you carry the message of conservation and the beauty on the south coast to your friends and family in the hope that they'll visit us as well. Thank you.
Restaurants and pubs are plentiful, each one unique. Enjoy South Coast hospitality and get to meet some colourful people. And pigs. And donkeys. Experience the magic. Taste the freedom and be inspired. Meet the real people of rural KZN and see their way of life that will set the Zulu drums beating within you. Tembela Tours gets you deep into the places unique to KwaZulu-Natal and Africa.
Kusho ukuthi nje okokuqala la sinesonto nanti alaphaya phezulu. Isonto kusho ukuthi la kunamabandla nokwakheka kwalo, kusho ukuthi ukwakheka kwalo nje la elasunguleka kusaqaleka ekhaya eDressing size sofika bona laba abasuke bezokwethwasa la uye afike ekhishwa abantu bakubo atshelwe idlozi limthume la kimi ukuthi mina thina thina sibona ukuthi sizolashwa lapha ekhuluma nabo yena eseke ekhaya engakafiki kuyinto futhi esiyithokozelayo ngoba nathi kokuqala la kule ndawo uba kufike abamhlophe kanje futhi nathi siyasibona ukuthi kubusisekile ukuzonyathela abantu abakanje.
Tembela Tours gives tourists an opportunity to visit the rural areas of the South Coast, showing them how modern-day Zulu people live. We visit artists, crafters, even a Sangoma's training ground. Apart from Tembela Tours, there are also other tour operators on the South Coast.
Thousands of visitors fly in from the major cities into Margate Airport. The airport accommodates national carriers as well as chartered flights. From here, they head for the many and varied accommodation facilities the South Coast has to offer. From five-star hotels to holiday flats, to caravan parks and camping. Exclusive timeshares and B&Bs. And to find your way, the Southern Explorer, exploration guide to the treasures of the South Coast, has expertly divided the South Coast into tourist routes. Official route markers can be seen on major arterial roads and freeways and indicate the tour route numbers. With a copy of the Southern Explorer in hand and a song in the heart, you can now embark on your South Coast treasure hunt. The people of the South Coast are proud to be part of the Zulu Kingdom and Africa. We thank you for visiting our shores, and although your footprints remain, we hope the memories and experience is with you forever.